Hello guys, Belle here, going to talk about Subtlety Rogue and what it means to be a Subtlety Rogue in PvP. I'm going to give you a preview of your talents here. If you need more information on PvP and Legion and how that's going to work with your honor levels, how to prestige and where you get your gear, please feel free to click the top right hand corner, click that link, and go watch my Legion PvP breakdown video that'll give you pretty much all the news or all the Legion PvP information that you could need if you're unsure as to exactly what's going to happen. For your talents, you will be unlocking them every couple of honor levels. So it'll increment and you'll actually start with the first column here and then you'll go to the second and then go to the third. So by the time I want to say you're about honor level 10, you'll actually have unlocked at least one in each row, which is nice. I like the way that they did that so that you can start leveraging those options pretty quickly. For your first row here, these are actually the same across all specs and talent, or all specs and classes, so you'll get these same options on every class that you play. For your first one, this you'll actually get at level 110. This is the Gladiator's Medallion. It's instant. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. It does remove all movement impairing effects and all effects which cause loss of control to your character while in PvP combat, so of course this is your trinket. Adaptation is passive. All loss of control effects with a duration of 5 seconds or more will activate your Honorable Medallion spell, but only causes it to incur a 60-second cooldown. Your Relentless, this does replace the Honorable Medallion. It is passive. Duration of incoming crowd control effects is reduced by 25%. And I wanted to make sure that it was important to note that I did test this on my Destruction Warlock, who is commonly CC'd in RBGs because of her Chaos Bolt and her Fear. Having the Gladiator's Medallion does give you control over being able to use your defensive trinket. This is really important in arenas because it can make or break whether or not you lose a match. However, Relentless I did find to be most useful in Battlegrounds because it does reduce the all CCs, which I felt like I was in CC less, which is really important for somebody like me if you're a class or a role who's constantly CC'd in a group setting such as a Battleground. Now, I can tell you that, you can use your trinket. This is going to be subjective depending on your style of gameplay, but I did appreciate feeling like I was in CC less because that 25% is a pretty big deal when it comes to that. I did choose to leverage the Relentless because in Battlegrounds, which I'll also be using it for RBGs when Legion is live. The reason for that is because I would prefer to have just much less CC all the way around versus only being able to use my trinket once every 2 minutes. For your next set here, you have Hardiness. This is passive. While above 80% health, you take 20% less damage. You also have Reinforced Armor. This is passive. Health is increased by 10%. And then Sparring. This is also passive. Physical melee attacks have a 20% chance to be blunted, dealing 50% reduced damage. Next, you have Maneuverability. This is passive. Sprint suppresses all movement impairing effects for 4 seconds when used. Silhouette is also passive. Shadow Step's cooldown is reduced by 50% when cast on a friendly target. Cut to the Chase. If nearby enemies within 10 yards move faster than you at any given time, you match their movement speed and exceed it by 5% for 3 seconds. Your next row here, you do have Shadow's Caress. This is passive. While in stealth, the cooldown recovery of your abilities is increased by 30%. Honor Among Thieves, this is passive. Critical hits in combat by allies within 15 yards grant you a combo point, but no more than once every 2 seconds. Smoke Bomb, this is instant. It's on a huge 3-minute cooldown. Creates a cloud of thick smoke in an 8-yard radius around the rogue for 5 seconds. Enemies are unable to target into or out of the smoke cloud. Your next set here is going to be Veil of Midnight. This is passive. You remain enveloped by the shadows for 2 seconds after coming out of stealth. This does increase dodge chance by 100%. Dagger in the Dark. This is passive. Each second while stealth is active, nearby enemies within 10 yards take an additional 10% damage from your next Shadow Strike for 5 seconds. This can stack up to 10 times. And then you have Cold Blood. This is instant. It's on a 45-second cooldown. Keep in mind that this does require stealth. When activated, your next Cheap Shot or Shadow Strike will deal 12% of the target's total health in shadow damage. Your last row here is going to be Phantom Assassin. This is passive. Increases the duration of Shadow Dance by 3 seconds, and you automatically gain Symbols of Death when you enter stealth. Your Thief's Bargain. This is passive. Your damage while stealth is increased by an additional 20%, and the cooldown of your Vanish spell is reduced by 90 seconds. Maximum health reduced by 25%. Then, of course, you have Shadowy Duel. This does cost 50 energy. It's instant. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. You lock your target into a duel contained in the shadows, removing both of you from the eyes of your onlookers for 6 seconds. Allows access to stealth-based abilities. That's actually pretty scary because that means your healer can't see the person you're killing. The healer can't see them to heal them. So that's actually pretty scary. I'm a little afraid of this in PvP when it comes to rogues. So that's going to be a lot interesting, and I look forward to seeing how that looks. So this is going to be your breakdown of all of your PvP talents. Take it for what it's worth, and once Legion is live, I will be launching the guides for every spec for PvP, and all of that as well for PvE. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the video. Also, if you're new to PWNCAST, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all the preview videos that we do have, including the future guides for both PvE and PvP. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.